Okay, so this is the Samsung S3. We're going to take a look at the physical hardware itself. So as you can see, it's got a lovely look to it. Bevel, it's not too thick, but it's a bit thicker than I was sort of imagining they might go with this phone. I thought we would be coming edge to edge pretty soon. Front-facing camera, a couple of sensors, the speaker grill there. Power button is on the side here. This is a physical home button, but then there's two soft buttons either side. This one brings up your edit in any application or home screen, and this one is your back button. If you long press on this, you'll bring up your task menu, and if you double click quickly, it will bring up the S voice, which I'm not a big fan of, but I don't like any of these silly voicey talky things. On the side, you can see, let me just adjust the focus slightly, see the volume rocker on that side. On that side, you've got your power button. Along the top is your headphone jack, and I believe that is a microphone pickup, probably for when you're on speakerphone. On the bottom is another hole, which again might be another speaker pickup. I'm going to have to try and check that, and a mini USB. You can see that the edges are really nicely beveled. I mean, it's a very, very solid little phone. It's quite weighty in the hand, but not for the size. It actually feels very comfortable. I've used a few phones that were really light, and actually you feel like you could, you know, go like that and the phone will just fly out of your hand. You know, what I've really found with the S3, and also the Galaxy Nexus as well, which is, you know, based on the same kind of inspiration design, these tapered edges really work. The phone feels comfortable. Not too heavy. Everything that, you know, personally I'm looking for in a phone. The weight's good. The plastic back, well, everyone has their own opinion of these things. You can also see on the back there, the camera, 8-megapixel shooter, an LED flash that in my opinion is rather blue. You're going to want to do some colour correction on that, and a little speaker that is actually pretty powerful. We'll come to that later. And obviously the Samsung badge on the back. I went for the white Samsung phone for one simple reason, well, like two. I've never owned a white phone before, and I thought I might as well give it a try. And two, the pebble finish version of the Samsung S3 apparently has a bit of a manufacturing fault at the moment. So the back covers, for some reason, haven't passed Samsung's meticulous attention to detail or whatever. And so the stocks are a bit short everywhere. And I generally thought to myself, well, you know, if they've had problems with like 100,000 of these back panels or what have you, the chances are the first stock that came in probably has the defect. So I'd rather just not bother. Let's dodge the issue, get the white one. Two birds, one stone, basically. I personally quite chuffed with my first white phone. Just was always wary because I was concerned it might turn out like the Apple Cube, which ended up with an eggshell pattern after a little while, but you know, that just put me off for life on any white product, to be honest. And this is it on the home screen. See, it's incredibly bright. I mean, really, really is a bright display. It's Pentile, which some people say, meh, Pentile, because it's not RGB. So I won't bore you with the details. Go look it up online. Pentile AMOLED, Super AMOLED screens. Personally, yeah, I can sort of see what people are on about, but who cares? Seriously, who cares? It's a beautiful looking display. It's incredibly bright. And the colours are excellent. I mean, the colour reproduction in photos, yeah, it's a little bit off once you transfer it to your PC, but come on. With the multitude of photo editing apps out there these days, the ones on the phones, the one on the computer, the one in Google Plus if you happen to be using it, I mean, honestly, it takes a button click these days to make your photo look good again. What's the problem? The 8-megapixel shooter really does a great job, and some of the new features on the shooter itself are quite excellent. They've actually speeded the sensor up, so it can now take photographs a lot more quickly than it could before. Allows you to shoot up to, I think, 3 frames a second, 20 photos in a burst. Really, really impressive. Let me just come back to my home screen. All in all, a really nice piece of hardware. The quad-core processor really keeps up. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you know, it's fast, really fast. That's it. If you haven't already ordered one, why the heck not? Okay, so here we are with the Samsung Galaxy S3. Brand new phone, came out a couple of days ago, and what do I think? I think it's amazing. Quite literally one of the best phones I think I've ever used, and I've used a lot of phones. It's running Samsung's TouchWiz 5, which is a vast improvement over previous TouchWiz, generally with the processor being clocked at 1.4 GHz and being quad-core, backed up with 1 gig of system RAM, you are looking at a very, very, very nippy machine. This is easily the fastest phone I've ever used. Personally, I think it's faster than the One X. Your mileage may vary. Not too sure it's quite as fast as the One S though, although, you know, unless you're throwing a benchmark at these things, we're kind of splitting hairs for a couple of frames a second. She's backed up with a Xenos processor, which is what's delivering your quad-core, which also integrates the Mali 400 GPU. Personally, I've never been all that fond of the Mali GPU. It's an ARM Holdings creation, designed to go alongside their other ARM processor technology. In this instance, the Mali has now been clocked to 400 MHz. That's twice as fast as previous phones. The S2 had a 200 in there. Pretty much every other phone I've seen coming out, it's running the 200. This is a absolutely stonking piece of kit. Honestly, guys, the S3 is the phone to beat this year. The iPhone has got a long way to go if it's going to keep up, if it's even going to catch up at this point. My favourite feature of this phone, and it's so simple, hold down your power button, press that option there. You can now control the volume of various elements of your phone. So you can have your notifications louder than your system sounds or than your ringer. It's lovely, it's simple, wow. I'm going to have a fuller review coming up in a little bit just because my battery has now died on my camera. Okay, here we are with the Samsung Galaxy S3. Now, what I'm going to show you quickly is some of the latest features. So, this is TouchWiz V5. You can see, very slick interface. There's quite a few pre-installed apps that come with the S3. Most of them, I'm afraid, not very good. For instance, you've got Video Hub, Music Hub, S-Voice, which is Samsung's version of Siri. Honestly, I am so bored of this voice control nonsense. You know, we could do it like 10 years ago. It didn't work then, it still doesn't work now, and it's a bit of a cheat, because all it's doing is sending data back to a data center somewhere in America, processing your information and returning a result. Why, when we've got all the power in these phones, would we want to do that? Huh? What's the point? You know, just doesn't really make much sense to me. Flipboard, if you know it from the iPhone, is also installed, pre-installed, really cool. And Dropbox, here's a really cool tip for you. Sign into your personal Dropbox account if you already have one, or set up a new Dropbox account on your phone, and you'll immediately get 48 gig of storage space in Dropbox for 2 years, courtesy of Samsung. Genius. And I'm reliably informed, if you happen to log out of your account, and log into, say, your friend's Dropbox account from your phone, they'll also get 48 gig. Share and share alike. Another thing there is AllShare, which is basically DNLA, the Digital Network Living Alliance. Allows you to share your content from your phone directly to any DLNA device, including Xbox 360, when it works, PS3, the Wii, and a host of other things like BoxyBox and what have you. That's really about it from the Samsung installed stuff. Widgets, your usual complement of widgets, but nicely laid out. Flick from each pad. S-Memo is actually really cool, but you need the S-Pen to really make use of it properly. Allows you to actually draw it onto the screen and take notes as you're working. You notice here, physical home button down at the bottom. You can double tap to bring up the S-Voice. But, you know, I really hate S-Voice, I really hate Siri, so I don't even going to use that. At some point I may very well root my phone and find a way to get rid of that and replace that button with something else. If you long press, it will then fire up all of your tasks. One thing I really do like here, which is new and unique on the S3, is this remove all button. Allows you to close all of your apps quickly, or you can fire up your task manager. Go straight in, see what you're running. What I quite like about this is it will also show you your RAM, and you can quickly clear the memory down if you need to, your storage space, and any stuff you've got downloaded and installed. Sadly, you can't easily uninstall all of the junky Samsung apps, which is a bit of a pity. Go away, S-Voice. That unfortunately you have to root your phone, which may very well have to happen, because I just can't see why I'm losing about 500 meg of space to a load of Samsung apps that I'm never going to use. Why? Why, Samsung? Why? It just does not make sense. Standard ice cream sandwich options there for things like your folders, so you can just drop your app straight into a folder. Play Store. One of the things that I found quite entertaining is if I here, create a new message, and you've got scribble, or slide I think as it may also be called. So doesn't always get it right. I think it just depends on your fingers. There you are. All done just by sliding. You can change those options if you press and hold here, down there. You can then see you get a number of extra options. You can actually speak to your phone and it will convert it. You can use a scribble option or note option. This is quite cool as well, clipboard. Hover over to the clipboard, anything that you've got stored in the clipboard will appear here, and you can store multiple items, which is very, very cool. Discovered last night by accident. I'm like, ah, that's where all the stuff I put in my clipboard has gone. Let's have a look in settings. So data usage, which is common from ICS, is available. Shows you exactly what apps have been using what whilst you've been using your phone, how much data you've been using. You can set alerts, display, loads and loads of display options, including smart stay. It's really cool. If you are holding the phone to your face, well, not to your face obviously, but if you're looking at your phone, the camera, the front-facing camera will flick on and it will double check to see if you're still there and looking at the phone. If you are, it won't turn the screen off, even if you've got the timeout set to 2 minutes. It's just such a labour-saving device. I used to lose track of the number of times I would have to turn my phone on, look at something, and then whilst I get distracted, and then my phone turns off. I'm like, press the button again, swipe to log in. Absolutely pointless. See their message alerts just coming in. Other than that, a lot of the options are very similar. You've got battery, shows you how long your battery is going for, what's drawing all your power, as usual, screen's really killing it. Location services, your dock. An option for power saving, which you can flick on, which will generally reduce all of the power on your phone. So reduces CPU, turns the screen on and off quicker, turns off the haptic feedback, all items that really draw on the battery. Storage, see all of your storage information. Also, mount your SD card if you need to. So, some of the other really nifty features on the S3 are your quick access buttons at the top here for kind of most used system features, I suppose is what you could call them. So you've got your Wi-Fi, GPS, generally muting your sound, screen rotation, basically whether the screen will automatically rotate or not, dropping the phone into power save mode, turn your notifications off, turn your mobile data off, Bluetooth on or off, driving mode, and obviously the overall sync. You can also access settings directly from there as well, and you get your network operator and the date there. All the rest of your notifications down there, and a clear button to quickly clear everything in the list, and it sends you back to your home screen. Nice. If you pinch, how strange it doesn't work. Not all that reliable actually for some reason. Let's try that again. Well, we'll probably not bother with that bit. There we go. So if you want to see all of your home screens, you just pinch. Nice feature. Try that again. You just pinch and show all of your home screens, and then move to an appropriate one. Really nice. Add a new home screen, or drag and trash if you want to get rid of one, for an Americanism. That's really the core software features of the S3. There's a few others around, things like near field communication, allows you to tap two phones together, exchange information, and it also has a Wi-Fi Direct as well. So if the other phone has Wi-Fi Direct, you can set up a really fast Wi-Fi connection between the two phones, transfer files between you. Very, very cool. You also notice I've got Chrome installed there down at the bottom. Very, very excellent. Very excellent indeed. Okay, so previous Android phones have been pretty ropey with the number of apps you could run in the background. Things will start to slow down, etc. So I thought you might like to have a look at how the S3 copes. It has 1 gig of memory in there. As you can see, I've got quite a lot of games running. and if you go and have a look at my other videos, you'll notice that the frame rate is particularly great. I mean, have a look at Speed Moto one particularly. The frame rate is excellent, even though plenty running in the background. Just quickly show you now. You see, frame rate's really, really solid. Plenty of apps running. Everything is still really responsive. Beautiful. Hi, here we are with the Samsung S3 camera. It's bloody brilliant. Pretty much the same sensor as the S2. It's been tweaked slightly to make it more responsive, so it's faster. It basically can take 8 shots simultaneously in a burst, roughly 3 shots a second, which is quite fast. You know, that's up there with my DSLR. Alright, not quite the same quality, but at the top here you've got your camera, front-facing camera switch, so you can switch between the cameras, flash, a scenes button, your autofocus, and down here loads and loads of extra options. So you can do self-portrait, tweaking all the flash, focusing modes, timer, resolution, white balance, the ISO. It's all there for you. Metering, switch to outdoor mode, you can turn on anti-shake. They've really packed every kind of option in here. If anything, I would say on the S3, what they've really gone for on this phone is making sure that they have as many options as possible. You know, previous camera phone software was pretty lousy, let's face it. I think it does a pretty good job camera-wise. No grumbles from me, put it that way. And normally I'm the first to complain. You can also, if you long press, you can change which options appear in your quick menu. So for instance, I might want to have my ISO and my exposure available in the side. So before I take a picture, I can just quickly tweak it if I'm not happy with how the software's processed it. Not bad at all. If you want to switch to video, there's a toggle there, and we're straight into video mode. You can see actually the video's pretty macro. It comes in really, really tight, which, you know, it's not bad at all. Again, you have some options on the side. Limit it for multimedia messaging, turn the light on or off, and some additional options in the side here, setting the recording mode, etc. Exposure values, the timer, anti-shake if you'd like it. Interestingly, you can also take a picture at the same time. Okay, I don't actually know how to do that yet. I'll have to have a play with that. That's focusing, clearly. Let's flick back to the camera. Really like it. So far I've taken a few photos inside and outside. Low light performance, bit weak. My problem, it really is that the flash tends to give things a bit of a blue hue. So you're going to want to correct that in software post-production if you're going to be using it for anything kind of moderately serious. Outside and with loads of light on the subject, this is one of the best camera shooters out there. Possibly not coming up to the quality of the ones with backlit sensors, but you know, those backlit sensors, they cost you battery pack. Hi, so a lot of people are interested in motion activation. Come into settings, in motion, and then flick on the ones you're interested in. You've got direct call, call contact currently displayed on the screen. So if you lift the phone to your face with the contact displayed on the screen, it will automatically start dialing them. Smart alert. Some really, really clever little actions in here. Okay, so a lot of people are interested in the connectivity options that are coming through on Android, and so on the S3 in particular. If you go into settings, and you go into more settings, in there you have a host of other options. So you can flick your flight mode on and off. Samsung have a system called Keys, which allows you to connect to your PC basically, and keys-based devices. I haven't tried that yet. VPN connection for those of you in corporate networks or worried about your own security. Tethering and portable hotspot. Yay! I'm in the UK and it was enabled. If you're in America, good luck, and sorry about that. NFC. For those of you like using NFC tags like me, or if you're looking to tap your phone together. Android Beam, which is basically the same thing but allows you to transmit content. S-Beam, which is Samsung's version of NFC, I think. Wi-Fi Direct. Seen this on a couple of Android devices, but it seems to be Samsung in particular. If you set that up, it works very similar to NFC, except it will, or Bluetooth if you've ever used Bluetooth sharing. To phones with Wi-Fi Direct, you can connect and share your devices, your files and what have you much quicker. If you've got PS3, Xbox, something like that, DLNA, hook your mobile phone up to your PS3 or Xbox remotely, and you can share your content from your PS3 from your S3 directly to your PS3. And then mobile networks, which is for those of you that want to change any of your mobile settings, data roaming, everything like that. All tucked away in one nice easy area, not spread around like in some other handsets. Dum-de-dum. That's about it for your settings. Hello everyone. So, a few people have asked me how I modified my lock screen to get rid of some of the icons on there. It did take me a little bit of fiddling before I found it, but it's actually quite simple and quite customizable. So, go into your settings, go down to security, and in here you've got screen lock options. So here you can change the type of screen lock you want to use. So you can use the motion lock. I haven't tried that out yet. Meant to be quite good though. Face lock, face and voice, all of these things. Okay, but the option we want is in lock screen options. And in here, shortcuts. And you can see you've got a green ticky against it. If you then click on that, it will take you into set shortcuts. And you can see there one of your icons. You can set any icons you like. Obviously, I would suggest removing any of the ones that give people access to personal information, like the email one, for instance. I think the camera ones generally are alright. You know, you've got to be careful with it, because at the end of the day, anyone who picks up your phone can access those apps quickly. So, you know, use a bit of common sense and only put the ones on that, oops, you're not too worried about people accessing. It's just stalled a little bit there. Okay. I think it generally depends if you're someone who's a road warrior, so there's a chance someone might be able to access your phone when you're not around, or whether you're someone who just sits in your house all day and so you're not really worried. Very, very quick and easy. Let's just add some TED to it as well, for argument's sake. Then you press your back button, back again, come all the way out, and we'll turn the phone off. And there's our icons. Quick and easy. If I want to access one, I simply press and move it to the outside. And there's Astro. Quick and easy customization of those buttons. It's a shame there's not a few more options, like being able to move them around into different places and things like that, but hey, it's nice to have those features. But like I say, use a bit of common sense. Don't put anything on there that you wouldn't want anybody to be able to access at the end of the day. I'm now going to go and change some of those options. Hello everyone. Right, so a few people have been asking how you stop S-Voice from activating when you use the double click on your home button. So, just to show you how that works, let's just get rid of S-Voice. You can see it's so annoying. So say I'm away in my browser, I double click there, my phone then stalls, and then S-Voice comes up. Marvellous. I really don't want that. I don't like S-Voice. I want shot of it. I certainly don't want it.
I'm not sure what you mean by an S-Voice comes up.
Yeah, quite. So, to get rid of it, we go click on your settings option here, go into your settings, launch S-Voice. Launch S-Voice by double pressing the home key. Go away. Then you can also go in here and tweak a load of other S-Voice related stuff as well. Turn it off, wake up, in Samsung Unlock, only listen while charging, all those nice little things to really tweak it to your liking, or if you really want to, just turn the damn thing off. Then go back, and that's it. S-Voice is gone. If we double tap now, it doesn't do anything. No more S-Voice. Hooray!